What is going on, fellas? And welcome back to the Journeyman with me, FoggyPlays on FM22. Today we're taking on fierce rivals Slavia Prague, and even more fierce rivals, the ones that started our downward spiral at the end of last season when we got into the Champions Group, Jablonec, and we are out for revenge. We've been on a good run of form. Hopefully we can keep that going. So if you do go to enjoy this episode, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now let's get into it. So fellas, as you can see, since we're here last, form has been pretty good, apart from a 4-1 defeat against Sparta Prague, but we're not going to talk about that. We've had our first Mall Cup game. We won 4-1, and it looks, look at that and you go 4-1, yeah, you smashed them. It was so very close. We were not very good, but we have had a 6-0 win, 4-0 win, 3-2 against Brno, which was squeaky bum time. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Dulka Prague. That was another one. They took the lead. Then we threw a friendly in because we had like 2 weeks where we had no football. Against Slovakia, we just kept scoring. They kept scoring. It was frustrating. Against Malad Bolasev, we had so many shots. So many shots on target. Our strikers just could not finish. Then against Sigma, again, it was one of those ones where it was just super close. And then, as you can see, in the Mall Cup, we actually were down at halftime, which was not ideal. We do have a couple of signings to speak of. Jorge Garrido, our director of football, has gotten onto Real San Sebastian, aka Real Sociedad. He's joining us on loan. But because he's not 18, can't join yet. So the answer to our centre-back problems is going to be arriving in January. It is October, so not ideal, but it's fine. We'll survive, I guess. Since we were here last, Abdullah Isik has left, went to Parma. Philip Kabula, the guy we brought in, was it on a free, or did the director of football? Yeah, the director of football. No, this was set up actually before we arrived, I think, if I remember correctly. He wasn't very good for us. Went and got a club relegated in Romania, and then went to Russia, where he's actually scored a goal. 500k, that is fantastic. I'll take that all day long. And then nobody cares about the other two. So players that have come in, though, nobody cares about. Nesic, Delaney is just bang average. Whatever. Filippo Sana has already gone back on loan to Com. Not very good to begin with. I've changed the skin again, by the way, just to let you know. Zoran Pavic, I think he's meh. Yeah, he's bang average. And yeah, bang average. But Michael Ansa Bafor from Ashanti Gold, this guy looks pretty good. They told me he was a centre-back. I looked at his attributes and I was like, hey, no, he is not. He's not a centre-back. He's 5 marking, 3 tackling. This guy, definitely not a centre-back. He is a striker and he's scored in the cup for us. Hasn't played a huge amount. He's a regular starter. Probably one of our best strikers. He's not been great so far. Just because he's got lots of finishing doesn't make him fantastic. You're not the perfect striker. League-wise, we're doing fine. Second in the league. We've 1 draw, 1 defeat. Slavia Prague most recently lost their unbeaten season. So every team has now lost a game. So nobody's going to be going unbeaten this year. 7 wins, a draw, and a defeat, same as Sparta Prague. If we win today, even though we've played a game more, we'll be in a position where we're back top of the league, where we've been for the majority of the season so far. So yeah, like I said, that last game wasn't fantastic. Oh, Tischler's not fully fit, but he's going to start. So we are starting with Holek in goal, who has been terrible so far. Could really do with a better goalkeeper, but Yordanov, not ideal. Muller, Panak, Salimi, and Yarolim are playing as our back four. Zach and Tischler in central midfield. Sipek, Corral, and Memberberry behind Rosales starting up front. Sipek is the league top goal scorer so far. So we did lose Chori, who's been... I had a quick look at his attributes, or his season so far in Italy, because that's where he's gone. It's not been great. I think he's like 7-2, so it's not terrible, but it's also not as good as he was doing for us. So I think we got the better end of the deal. We got money for a guy who was in his 30s, and he's not done a huge amount for the team he's gone to. And you would expect him to do an awful lot better because Ascoli are in Serie B. Sipek is true. Martinez is there to pick it up. I think Slavia Prague's number one goalkeeper, Kolar, is actually injured. So this might be like a second choice goalkeeper. I'd have to check, to be fair. But I had a quick look at the schedule and it was saying that Kolar was injured. So there's a chance that we actually are playing against their backup goalkeeper, and Memberberry, with his 8th of the season, potentially makes him our top goal scorer. I'm not actually sure. Martinez, are you... Okay, he is a backup. He's Honduran. He's played 4 times. He's already played 3 games this season for Slavia Prague. Didn't play a single game last year. Has already played 3 times this year. I'm going to say that is their backup goalkeeper. Just put it out there. Pretty sure. Ullman, I'm pretty sure that's the left back that was at Posh when Lelujo took over at Posh, obviously. And had played like pretty much every game. So I think he's in Prague now, in our universe. Thorgan Hazard is having a game. He's not been fantastic. Cermak, that was a bit excessive, shall we say? Panak with the corner. I don't think we have anyone that's massively tall. We're actually going to tell the players to stop getting stuck in because we have 4 bookings already. We are not fucking around. Yeah, so everything's going okay. The guy who scored for Sparta Prague in, I think it was the guy that won them the league at the end of the season last year. He's gone to, I want to say Anderlecht. Somebody paid 12.5 million for him. So that's a lot of money. I wish I had a player that had 12.5 million offered for them. Memberberry was upset because I think it was Cologne came in for him and the director of football rejected. Zach, so close. Memberberry had an offer from, I think it was Cologne. It was definitely a German club. And the director of football rejected it because it was only like 3 million or something. Wasn't a great deal of money. And yeah, he kicked up a fuss because of it. And I was kind of worried that he was going to up sticks and leave, or like want to leave. Thankfully, he didn't kick up that much of a fuss. He did get a little bit annoyed, but none of the players backed him up on it. So we didn't have to worry too much about it. Everything was A-okay. And now he's not upset anymore. He's more than happy to continue playing. And he has scored for us to take the lead in this game. I have moved Rosales and Sipek. I've swapped their positions because the 2 of them are having less than ideal games. And I do kind of want at least one of my goal-scoring players playing well on that. Like, Sipek's going to have to come off. He's playing terribly. Salimi hits the post, and Castrari, I think that shows that he's a forward player, because he just panicked in the box and just like hoofed it away. Just get it anywhere that isn't going to be the back of their net. Rosales has the ball and finds Tischler, gets fairly easily dispossessed. I don't know why he's had a fitness thing next to him. He wasn't injured at any point that I'm aware of anyway. But I have missed many things in the past, so I wouldn't be surprised. We are going to bring on Chaldek for Sipek. Rosales is actually playing decently well. Tischler is struggling, so we're going to bring on Serrano. We're just going to swap Zach and Serrano around, so one can be the So Zach can play as the box and Serrano's going to play as the Mazzala. Zach, beautiful tackle. He is a ball-winning midfielder, after all. Muller heads it clear, finds Rosales. Zach, not 100% sure who he was looking to get the ball to, but it's all good, I guess. Yarelim finds Memberberry. Yarelim has been struggling a little bit to keep his position because Barnes? Is it Barnes? Yeah, Charlie Barnes. Oh, Memberberry's true. He's slotted it past the keeper. Sipek with the assist. Unfortunately, that isn't going to stop me taking him off. Sipek, his last touch of the ball is to put Memberberry through for his second of the game. So we are 2 up against Slavia Prague. Definitely doing a lot better than we were in the last episode, where against Belenenses we couldn't score a goal to save our lives. The youth candidate thing that pops up randomly, I think we've stolen another player, because we have a wing back who is popping up now in our youth intake. Is absolutely trash, but still there's another player popping up, so I'm guessing it's a thing to do with us stealing a player away from somebody. I would absolutely hate to be the Slavia Prague manager. Castrari, every time he's in like the defensive half, just kicks the ball as hard as physically possible out for a corner or a throw. And Estrada has given away a penalty. That is definitely a penalty. He's stamped on Serrano. Panak is going to step up to take said penalty because he is our penalty taker. I think he's the only one that has like double figures for penalties. Panak puts it in the back of the net. What is his penalty taking? It is 13. Ooh. As you can see, he can also play pretty much anywhere in the forward positions. We are 3 up. Chuck a bit of praise at the lads. Doing fantastic. I'm going to make changes. Who is tired? Memberberry is a little bit on the tired side. I'm going to bring on Makoko for Rosales. And make him an inside forward on attack. Makoko has been decently good recently. Memberberry's also been called up by Ghana, so he's going to get to play with Ansa Boafor. Oh, that has to be given. Panak scored an absolute beauty of a goal. What an absolute peach. Give it. It's been given. Get in. Panak. Oh, look at that. Never seen a man stretch like that in my life. Chuck a bit of praise at the lads. 7 minutes left. 4 goals up. We are not going to lose this game. I dare you, FM. I dare you. Oh, I dare you, FM. Try and get them to score 4 goals in 5 minutes. Please don't do it. We've 2 players on for a hat-trick. It would be nice if we could get one of them to get said hat-trick. No, that's fine. We had 23 shots. They had 7. Yeah, I think the longer they are without Kolar, potentially the worse it's going to be, because they did not show any semblance of being a football team there. So we will be back in just a second to take on Jablonec, who have dropped to, or they're still in 8th. But we're back top of the league, fellers. So we will be back in just a second for that. Right, fellers, so it is now time for us to take on Jablonec. And of course, our number 1 goalkeeper picked up an injury. He's out for 10 days. Not ideal. Petr Zek also picked up an injury. He's going to be out for 2 weeks, but it was because he played for the under 20 Czech Republic side. Speaking of the Czech team, drew 2-2 with Faroe Islands. So it's not gone according to plan for them. We did have a couple of players away on international duty. I think it was 7. I think 7 players total went away. on international duty. Rosales got himself a cheeky little send-off against St. Kitts and Nevis, because that's what everyone wants to do. So for today's game, not a huge amount of change. I think Yordanov is the only one, and Chaldek. I think those are the only two changes. We did have a friendly in between, so that's, we had an international break. I let my players play a friendly. Wanted to keep everyone fit without sacrificing my players, I guess. So yeah, we are expecting this game to be a bit of a dirty one, because it is a derby match. So we're playing against a local rival. So I'd like for us to kick the players quite a significant amount. In the yesterday in game, Sparta Prague lost, and Victoria Pulzen both lost. Sparta Prague lost to Karvina, which I didn't expect to happen, because I would have thought that Sparta Prague would have had enough about them. I suppose they probably had some tired players from the internationals. Panak has picked up a knock. Right, so Muller's going to play at centre back. Conater is going to come on and play at right back. I suppose he can be a ball playing defender. He's not really a centre back. Yeah, he's not a ball playing defender. So you can just be a standard, normal central defender. I could bring on Ansa, but I think that would be a terrible idea. So we're just going to go back. There's 19 minutes in, and we've picked up a really, really frustrating injury. But as I said, I'm expecting this to be a rough game. That was Serrano. Serrano jumped to hit that. Absolutely nowhere near the ball, and Jablonec have taken the lead, because now we've lost our best centre back. God, I'm hoping it's not a bad one. It was a full red injury, so it could be, but at the same time, it's a potential knee injury. Okay, knee injuries generally aren't broken legs, but it could be an ACL. That wouldn't be good. Imagine him tearing his ACL. Ooh. Jablonec get the ball cleared. Yaralim, I'm not sure who that was to, but Conater's picked it up, whipped it across, and Memberberry at the back post. 10th goal of the season. Memberberry has turned into an absolute fantastic player. I don't know who Yaralim was aiming that cross at, but Conater managed to stop it from going out for a throw, and Memberberry jumps higher than the defender. They're playing a complete wingback on one side and an inverted wingback on the other. Interesting. Don't think I've seen that combination before. I've played some very interesting combinations at the back. That's definitely not one I thought I'd ever see. Sipek had a shot that was palmed away by the goalkeeper. It was a bit of a tame effort, but that's fine. Kral, he's playing as an advanced playmaker on attack today. I've decided to mix it up a small bit, see if he can get involved. Salimi's having a poor game. Not ideal. My only other good centre back, I guess, struggling. We do have a couple of young centre backs that I suppose are going to have to come into the first team if Panak is out for any length of time. Because we do have Cuban. Oh Jesus, Muller tried to go for the ball while it was still so far away. Clement, Yordanov. That was my defenders were much more confident in Yordanov than I. Oh god. Oh, it's turned into an absolute shit show. Our defending. Panak goes off. I think that this is one of the first games that Panak isn't playing in, and it's just falling apart. We are not very good. Andrej Kuban is our backup centre back now. He's going to be probably our first choice or one of our first choice centre backs in the next match. So I'm very disappointed with Chaldek, Salimi also not having a great game. Sipek's not playing fantastically well either. Yaralim's not having a great game. And Yordanov, as is to be expected, not having a great game either. But then again, that is, as I said, this is second. Oh, Memberberry gets absolutely hacked down. That is a red card if ever I've seen one. Through on goal, last man. Surely, referee. Penalty and a sending off. It's been given. Oh, who's going to take our penalties now? Panaka's in there. Muller. Muller's taking our penalty. Can Muller take penalties? Okay, he scored it, but can he take penalties? 7. Our best penalty taker on the pitch has 7 penalty taking. Connaughton is actually technically our best, but Muller pulled rank. He's like, I'm the captain. Get out of my way. I'm taking this. Krall didn't even attempt to get that throw. Remember where he does win it back. Gets it across Chaldek. The ball phased through him. His cross was horrendous. Muller absolutely just completely misses the ball. Himself and Connaughton just having a little cheeky 1-2. Salimi getting the ball forward for Yaralim. Tischler, Memberberry, finds Yaralim. Oh, he rides the tackle. Yaralim gets across. Sipek just kicks the ball off one of the Jablonec defenders. And it goes out for a corner. Serrano with the corner. Gets it across. Chaldek. Buddy. That is not how you score. Okay. Everything's going fine. So far. It's fine. This is fine. Our best defender's gone off injured. Our striker's not having a great game. They want me to take Salimi off for Ansa Banapur. He's not really a centre back though. Just saying. Yordanov. I was terrified for a second there that Yordanov is going to let that go through his hands and just go into the back of the net. And I was going to be like, Loris Karius, you're never playing again. But no, he managed to stop that one. And in the time since, not a huge amount has happened. Just kind of passing the ball around. This is either a beautiful bit of build-up play where every player is going to touch the ball, or we're going to get dispossessed and they're going to score. Krall, beautiful ball through. Chaldek, you are coming straight off. That was absolutely horrendous. I'm going to bring on Ansa Bafour. Bafour. You've never seen him play. I have. He's fine. He's not exceptional. Even though his star rating is 3.5. I'm not. I don't. Also, my director of football is retiring. 70 years old. I had no idea he was that old. So, yeah. Good times. I think we're going to potentially go 4-4 in not too distant future. Try and get a win. How did he miss that from that close? It was one of those things where it's easier to score than it is to miss. We're going to move Krall forward, but I kind of want to keep Krall on. Krall's not playing that well, actually. We'll take Krall off, bring on Rosales, who can be a pressing forward on support, because we don't do that very often, and hope that nothing else bad happens. Yaralim gets it forward from Memberberry, gets it across. It's a button forward. The goalkeeper was lying down. He was lying down. This guy has 16 finishing and he just kicked it straight at the goalkeeper, who was lying down. And that, my friends, is why finishing isn't the most important thing in the world. Because you can have a guy who's got 16 finishing. He has 16 finishing, right? Isn't that what he is? 16 finishing? He has 16 finishing. And he kicked it straight out of goalkeeper who was lying down. Okay, well, disappointed. Not happy with you. Jablonec, you weren't at your best. You deserve to come off. Not happy with your performance. How does the league table look? So we're still sitting top. That's fine. Jablonec are 9th. Didn't they start? They were 8th, I think. Slavia Prague can now jump ahead of us, which is frustrating. So not ideal. Panak is out for 7 weeks. He's just been given a new contract as well. So that's not ideal. His stamina has dropped because of that. Definitely going to have to look at centre backs. Definitely need new centre back to fill in for him. And Salimi, also not the youngest man in the world. He's also 31. I thought he was 2 years younger. Never mind. When are we going to come back for the next episode? I hear you ask. We did draw Sparta Prague in the Mall Cup as well, by the way. Just to let you know, I think Sparta Prague, Victoria Pilsen. That should be 2 interesting games. Sparta Prague in the Cup. And then Victoria Pilsen, who in theory should actually be like a difficult game, I guess. And then that brings us to like, we probably end up coming back for like Banako because the January transfer window doesn't open for a while, so we might do those 2 games and then Van Dorf, Banako unless Sparta Prague are still, of course Sparta Prague are still going to be up in the top 3. We'll do Sparta Prague, Victoria Pilsen in the next episode, then Sparta Prague and Frankfurt 8th. Or Banako. It'll be 2 of these 3 games. We'll see what happens when we get there. So if you have enjoyed this episode, do make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Because that would be fantastic. And I will love you eternally. Thank you for watching, fellas. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.